Hey YouTubers, this is Old John. I'm going to make a video today on changing the oil on my Briggs Stratton 5,550 watt generator, portable generator. I've owned this for approximately 10 years. I'll put a link on here of the exact age. I'll look it up. But after running it initially, I think it was for 5 hours or so, I changed the oil, and I really haven't changed it since. Now, in my defense, all that time I've only run it really continuously for maybe an hour after a power outage several years ago, and the past couple years I've been exercising it monthly because I've found that helps keep the gunk out of the carburetor. I also installed a filter on the fuel line here, and I'll leave a link for that video for you to see if you're interested in doing that. I think that's helped, plus starting it once a month for just a few minutes. So let's look at the oil, and it has the oil fill holes are checking on both sides of the engine, and you want to maintain the oil up to the bottom of the opening here. And looking at it, looks fairly dark, so I think I'm going to change it. So this is early December, and I want to do my monthly exercising of it, so I'm going to start it up, let it run a few minutes to get the oil hot before I drain it. I put a pan underneath. You can drain it here, but it's going to come out on this part of the frame. So like I said, it has the oil checking places on both sides here, and it has this drain port right here. So I put this, it's nothing really below, I think it's like a baking pan underneath to catch the oil. It's not located very well. It's probably going to hit this frame here, but that's about the best you can do, unless you can put something under there to direct it. So I'm going to start it up now. We do that by turning on the fuel line valve, turning it on, the on switch, and making sure the choke is to fully open. Try and do this with one hand. Starts pretty easily because I've been exercising it once a month. Turn it down a little bit there, and then let it run approximately 5 minutes. So I'll come back on when I've got it the oil hot. Okay, I've been running it about 5 minutes, so now I'm going to shut it off. So now we're ready to drain the oil. Okay, this is the size wrench that fits this. I'll have to measure it and get back to you. Like I say, this is not put in the most appropriate place to get to, or to actually drain the oil, but otherwise I've had no problems with this generator. It's worked well when I needed it, as long as I kept the carburetor clean. Okay, there's the oil draining. It's pretty dark, so it's definitely time. I've got it on my driveway here, and it's the driveway sloping towards me, towards the camera a little bit, so that'll help it drain maybe even better. You don't want too much of a slope though, because when you put the oil back in, you want to make sure you've got it level as possible. There again, you have these oil fill tubes on both sides, so you can take off on each side to see where your oil level is at. So I will pause for now and let it continue draining. Okay, make sure you put the drain plug back in. I remembered after a little bit and wasted a little bit of oil. I'm old, so I'm allowed to do that. Haha. Okay, it only took a couple minutes for it to drain completely. One thing, maybe you should take these off on both sides to allow, I guess, air to circulate through as it's draining, so you get as much out of the engine as possible. And I'm just using a small funnel here. You could use one with a extended fill tube on it if you wanted, but I'm going to try it just with this. And I'm just using 10W40, which goes down pretty cold, which we can get pretty cold here in Missouri in the wintertime. Obviously you choose the weight of oil that works best for your area. 30 is common. Okay, I decided to move in on my garage floor because it's more level. Okay, I think that's pretty close. Just tighten it with a screwdriver, and we should start it back up and let it run a minute, and then check the oil again, make sure it's Good. Okay, I'll let it run a couple minutes. And it looks good. So that should do it. I'll leave links on this generator, more information on it. I used it for about an hour after a storm to power most of my house. As you can see, it's starting of 8550 and average 5550. I can plug it into my side of my garage and then into my power panel and run quite a bit through a 30 amp breaker of my house. I'll leave you a link to that video. I've had to clean the carburetor several times before I started exercising it monthly and putting the filter on. And you get to the carburetor by taking this off. The carburetor is behind the air cleaner, so I'll leave a link to that also. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And I think it's 340 videos now. A lot of this kind of stuff on DIY, operating, doing maintenance on my various pieces of equipment, John Deere mower. I have some solar panel information. I have a couple solar panels that operate my refrigerator, which is your largest electrical device in most houses, other than your air conditioning and maybe your furnace or microwave, those kind of things. But so it's Harrison 4803, and this is Old John signing out.